Right, Shalom, your brother Shamar for Phoenix. With that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to brothers doing this work in truth and sincerity. I will jump right to it. This is James 1 and 22. It says, "But be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves." So that goes along with integrity, man. That goes along with walking the walk and talking the talk, man. That goes along. You can't be all bark and no bite. You gotta back up what you're saying and what you profess to believe with action, man. Read that back again. But be you doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own self. Because to do anything else is to perpetrate a fraud, man. You're living in a false sense of existence, man. Because you're not really about what you say you're about, man. They're like saying you have $1 million, but you know you only got $1 in your bank account. And that's just that's the same as lying pretty much, man. So that goes along with integrity, man. So what's in this truth? Integrity is a must, man. Integrity is what's going to keep you. Uh, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Integrity is what's going to keep you. It's gonna keep you right, man. It's gonna keep you. It's gonna keep you in check, pretty much, man. It's gonna guide your actions. What's that? I want to get 1 Corinthians 9:14. And it says, "Even so, has the Lord ordained that they which preach the gospel shall live of the gospel." So if you go, so that's what it is again. That's an integrity again, man. You got to be about your business, man. You can be about what the scriptures say. If you're a man out there in the highways and hedges and you're screaming against the devil, but you live in a lifestyle that doesn't follow what you preach, then you're basically you're full of shit, and the Lord has no new use for you, man. More than back again, even so, the Lord ordained that they which preach the gospel should live of the gospel. So if you're gonna be preaching His word, you got to live it too, man. It goes hand in hand. That means you got to take all the L's and everything that comes with being part of this truth. And you gotta put in the work. You gotta do your videos. You gotta be a brother. You gotta walk with integrity towards your brothers, and you gotta live your lifestyle even when you're away from the camp and when you're away from brothers. When you're on your own doing your own thing in the workforce, when you work or whatever, amongst these 2/3, you gotta act accordingly also, man. You gotta have a right conduct about you. You got pretty basically you got to live this word, man, and that comes with being. And in order to do that, you got to be rooted and grounded in this word, man. Because when you're rooted and grounded, you get built up, and that will build you up, man. Living this word is what builds you up. First you got to get rooted. First you got to get yourself established. That means knowing and learning the word, and then you get built up in the word, man. I want to get that scripture real quick. See, let's find it real quick. This is Colossians. I'll start a little higher. It says, "As ye have therefore received Mashiach Yahushai," this is 1 Corinthians of Slakia. It's Colossians 2 and 6. "As ye have therefore received Mashiach Yahushai, the Lord, so walk ye in him." So you got to follow the example of Yahushai, rooted and built up in him. So you got to be rooted. You got to be established yourself and built up in him, established in the faith. As ye have been taught, abounding therefore with thanksgiving, and that means just being grateful, man. "Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, that the traditions of men after rudiments of world and not after Yahushai." So we're not supposed to live after traditions of men. So if you're still doing the traditions of men, if you're still doing what the 2/3 do, then you're doing the traditions of men. You gotta have an alternate mentality, an alternate lifestyle, man. That going back to uh James 1, 1 Corinthians 9 and 14. Let's get that back, man. It says, "Even so as the Lord ordained that they which preach the gospel should live of the gospel." So there it is, man. Plain and simple. So I'm going to get James 4:17. It says, "Therefore, to him that knows to do good, know and what's good, the scriptures, and doeth it not, to him it is sin." So you got to keep yourself in check, and one of the ways you can do that, which is word. Everything you do should be according to the word, man, in word and in deed, man. You got to in word and in deed. You got to live this truth, man. That word deed means action. Then we'll get Matthew the 7th chapter, starting the 21st verse. So now everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. So there it is, man. Once again, that's Yahweh Shai. He's telling you the straight deal, man. You can't be just saying something and not backing it up with action. Because when you're doing the will of Yahweh Shai, that's the action, man. That's the action part, doing the will. That requires you to put forth an effort. So you can't say Lord, Lord, and this, that, the other, and be quoting scriptures if you're not living this, if you're not living these scriptures also. So many will sing to me that day, Lord, Lord, have we not promised thy name, the name of cast out devils, the name done many wonderful works? Then I profess to them, I never knew you, depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Therefore, whosoever hears these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him to a wise man, which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house, and it fell not, for it founded upon a rock. So there it is, man. That strengthens you, that establishes you. Going back to being rooted and built up, man. That's what it is. And that's how you get established. That's how you get built up by knowing this word and also living it out, man. Plain and simple. Then I'm gonna get Matthew 12:50. It's a real quick lesson. As in Matthew 12:50 said, "For whosoever shall do the will of my Father which is in heaven, the same is my brother and sister and mother." So there it is. That's beautiful, man. So the Lord's only could consider his brother as a man that's doing his will. The Lord's going to consider him a brother. If you're not doing that will, then the Lord ain't going to consider you that. Then the Lord, like I said, the Pew Scripture, he's going to say he don't know you. Like he said in Matthew the 7th chapter, he's going to say that he don't even know you. But what does it say in Matthew 12:50? He that doeth the will is the same as my brother. So you know your brother, you know your sister, you know your mother. But if you're not doing the will, then it's like the Lord doesn't even know you, man. So that's a cut right there. What's that? I'm going to get Luke 12:47. It's in Luke 12:47 says, "The servant that knew his Lord's will," and as we were just talking about the previous scripture, "and prepared not himself, you did according to the will shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that do not and did not commit things worthy of stripes, but few stripes, for unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required." So there it is, man. There's a requirement. If you've been given this truth, and if you've been given this knowledge and understanding, then there's a requirement of you. To whom men have committed much, of him shall they ask the more. And that's what is truth, man. So we've been given a great bounty of knowledge, wisdom, Salakia, and it's our duty to act accordingly, to fulfill the requirements of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Next time I'm gonna get Romans 2:13. For not the hearers of the law, this is Romans 2:13. It says, "For not the hearers of the law just before Yahweh, but the doers of the law shall be justified." Hey, so for not the hearers of the law are just before Yahweh, but the doers of the law shall be justified. So that's how you get justification, by doing the law, by putting the scriptures into action and applying them to your daily life, man, on a daily basis. You gotta live these scriptures, basically, man. I'm gonna close it out with Colossians 3:17. Real quick lesson. It says Colossians 3:17. It says, "Whatsoever you do in word or in deed," so that word is professing what we know. Indeed, that's action. "Do all in the name of Mashiach Yahweh Shai, giving thanks to Yahweh and the Father by Him. Well, that's what it is, man. Hey, walk it like you talk it, man. With that being said, Most High Will and Hope was edifying. That one say Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahweh Shai, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahweh Shai, Barakah Yahweh, Barakah Yahweh Shai. Shalom.